That's going to suck to
I was
listen
late to the party.
There was three different screams at three different times on three.
Honestly, I look for that big spike, and then I just get them close, and then look for something else.
I understand.
So
Right.
it's just a narrowing in point. I mean, I'm sure the guy from Black Flag, that's how he does it.
Right. You're in close contact with him.
Yeah, I am. Like,
He tries to give you as much coaching as he can on the subject, every time you guys get to hang out and talk and stuff.
I know
but
he's a good dude.
you're not expected to remember everything he says, because that dude stays on the editing so much that you don't even get to see him.
But he's a handsome dude when I do get to see him.
Yeah? You think so?
Yeah.
So do you judge...
I don't really like seeing him shirtless, though. He's shirtless a lot.
Do you... Does he
Is that
wear...
how he edits videos?
Does he wear...
Yeah, exclusively.
Does he wear pants?
I've not really noticed because he's usually sitting in the floor with his legs under the desk.
Is that something we should be...
Worried about?
Should we be worried about it?
He seems happy and content, so I just kind of let him be.
So we shouldn't be worried if he's wearing
half the time
pants.
I'm going, why are you in my house? And he goes, don't worry, I'm wedding.
Pants! In case nobody knows what that's from, we've been watching some America's Got Talent, and there's a guy on there, and I can't remember his name because it's a long name.
It's like
You literally just
Takadushi
said
or
it.
Takadoshi.
No, that's-
Tonketsu.
It's Tonka something, but I can't.
Takaketsu.
Takakatsu,
Something like that.
I mean, I'll butcher his name
I
real
mean,
bad.
really, it
but,
sounds like you're saying Tonka truck.
but he
Respectfully.
he wears a bikini on stage, just the bikini bottoms, just like SpongeBob. He's got on the bikini bottoms, and he gets on stage and he does all these different poses to make himself appear nude. But his tag for everything at the very end is always, "Oh, don't worry, I'm." And then the crowd gets to respond to the wearing pants.
So that leads me to a question.
It's a missed out shtick for us, honestly.
You're Gen Z.
Yes.
Okay. I've heard Pedro Pascal is a zaddy.
Yes.
Would this gentleman also be a zaddy?
A zaddy?
No.
I also don't know what a zaddy is.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar.
So actually, the terminology actually, Zaddy is a younger version. Pedro Pascal would be daddy.
I've heard him called a zaddy, though.
See, he's a little bit past the age limit because, like, a zaddy would be like a younger, like, actor, like that actor from The Bear. I can't remember his.
I don't watch those kinds of movies.
Lip from what's he call it?
He was also in Iron Claw as the youngest brother,
I still don't know.
But he's a younger actor, but he has daddy energy, but he's younger, so he's a zaddy. He's a little zesty.
Okay,
All that,
so that
kind of
makes
makes me a big saddy.
Does it?
Not really. I'm a big baddie, not a big saddy. I pull my own hair and slap my own ass.
With the plunger?
That was also on America's Got Talent, by the way.
Look,
In case you've never
I've
seen
got-
America's Got Talent, that
I've
was
got
also
hair
on
in
there.
other places, okay?
There was a guy on there that had a Guinness World's Record judge show up to see if
Pull
he
my
could.
leg hair, honey. It gets me there.
Oh my god! I hope you get one of those little rolling machines that just pulls the hairs out one at a time, but does it in a rolling fashion, so it just continuously pulls hair out of place.
That's called a back blade.
And oh man! But anyway, what I was saying was that America's Got Talent had a plunger thrower that had to break a Guinness World Record to see if he could throw X amount of plungers within like 60 seconds.
Did you know that the Guinness World Record Company is the same people that own Guinness Beer?
Yes.
And Dove chocolate is not the same as Dove soap. They're two different companies.
I didn't know they were of different origins. I just always assumed they just knew how to
Hold
do
on.
both.
No, it's
Fairly
completely
okay.
different. That's why the chocolate tastes so soapy.
I've been told by the internet to not use Dove beauty bars because they don't clean you, because they say nothing about soap on the entirety of them.
I mainly just rub myself down with the Dove chocolate.
I'll stick to the leftover sanitizer we've got cases of that smells like tequila.
I use
Back from 2020.
Right.
Oh gosh, that stuff would give you contact drunk. You just smell it and be like, "Oh, and I'm there. I'm going." But I have some Dr. Bonner's that it's a peppermint. You're supposed to use a little bit of it, but I use so much that I can feel the air.
Is that how you pronounce
frosting.
it?
Yeah, Dr. Bonner's.
I've been pronouncing it wrong for a long time.
But it has an R. I thought it was Bronner's.
I don't know. I just look at the word and say that's what that word means.
But doesn't it start with a BR?
It could. I don't know.
I thought you were just going to leave it at it could.
That might be something that we can research during the intro music. Give us just a second. It's been listening to us. Hi, everybody. I'm Austin Shazam Pfeiffer.
I'm Otto. I do have pants on, I promise. Cogdell.
And I'm tiny, and I am not wedding. I really am. Gray sweatpants, yo.
And we are Nerded to the Grapevine, the podcast where three best friends gather weekly to talk about our favorite parts of past, present, and future nerd culture. And today we're going to be talking about some stuff. But first, we must confirm what we were previously talking about. It is Dr. Bronner's with an R.
I thought so.
So for some, because I could see the label on it, but I couldn't see whether or not it had an R. I thought we were having a Mandela effect kind of deal. So I'm like, nuh-uh, it's Berenstein. Nuh-uh, it's Berenstain. No, it's Bronner. No, it's Bonner. No, it's Bronner.
No, my brain is just kind of dumb and half reads words sometimes because I know what I'm talking about, and I usually don't talk bath soaps to people.
I mean, you know.
Dude, you're getting older. You might as well fucking prepare.
One day, yeah, one day. Give it a couple years.
Me and my wife Heidi, on one of our nightly gardening sessions, instead of talking about normal weird stuff, we actually talked about insurances and how we're going to schedule her insurance and my insurance and who's covering who on what. And I'm like, this is like adult. This isn't like teenager or early 20s. This is like, no, I need to figure out my insurances because I need new glasses and dental.
Just wait until you buy, like, let's just say a table or a chair, and you're like, really can't wait to set this motherfucker up.
Oh, I already get that. Whenever I got my toolbox back when I was working at, or when I was going to trade school.
Toolbox is different.
Yeah. But anything that I get to assemble and pull out a screwdriver or a drill for, I am there for. I don't need the instructions. I can build it on my own.
Yeah. You're crafty.
I am.
And you tinker.
I do that.
I mean, I'm not proficient with a vehicle, so you could look at a vehicle and be like, I need to do. And I could look at the vehicle and I'd be like, I need to pay someone to do.
With the power of YouTube and enough, I think I can do this. I can do about anything.
Hey, with the power of working as much as you can and trying to build up enough money to go do something later that's really fun, and then realizing you're probably going to have to spend that money on other adult purchases like a different vehicle, you give yourself a big old thumbs up for adulting, sucking the fun out of everything.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to tell you guys something. And it's It's something you might not have heard of before. But it's called the A.A.R.O. Have you ever heard of the A.A.R.O?
Isn't that the guy that is like Green Batman?
Close.
Adult, Apparatus, Recreational, Orifice.
That could be its secondary meaning, and I will accept that and save that for the title of the episode.
It took me a second to remember it, because it's totally
You'll like this, but just because they deal with all sorts of stuff. Because they are the all-domain, that's one word, hyphenated, all-domain, anomaly resolution office.
I was so close.
It sounds like some Marvel Shield stuff.
This is the government agency that just testified before Congress.
Is this the real life MIB?
They're basically kind of like, I can't say that because it's once again, because I've been told these things have been happening. Have I synced the alien technology? No. Have I seen the supercars? No. They're still in the obscurity right now. And even if we did really know, we could get blinky light any second. So, but yeah, they were on the news recently, and by news I mean C-SPAN.
That's news.
I mean, that's
Kinda.
the closest to news. That's Congress.
That's like live stream news as it happens, but Congress.
Yeah, that's not even news. That's just the thing.
My throat's a little dry. I'm gonna have to get me some of this Dr. Pepper.
Do you think Senator Palpatine announced the formation of the new Galactic Empire over C-SPAN?
Probably.
I come to you. The Jedi have forsaken us and attacked me.
He tried to. He actually formed the Space Force. The first one.
They are the team of experts leading in the U.S. government's efforts to address unidentified anomalous phenomenon. They've changed it again. It's not just aerial, it's anomalous. So that's also including things of a nature that aren't just
Bigfoot.
flying around in the air. I haven't dug into it deep enough because it's a really damn deep well, come to find out. I've got several links from today. But if you're talking a mass spread of anomalous outbreaks, like you're increasingly growing numbers of Bigfoot sighting, and your growing numbers of people reporting that their animals are being fed on by the chupacabra or anything like that, somebody's got to check it out. You can play like this doesn't exist for so long, but so many people say it is happening, you can't just brush it off anymore. So it's kind of what this was, and it was founded in 2022. As far as this, what it's called right here. Let's see. It was established in 2022. It's taken important steps to improve the data collection and standardize the reporting requirements so they can mitigate the potential threats to safety that they might have. These guys, I'm gonna tell you some of their names because I've got some of their names pulled up. I had to testify before Congress to actually elaborate on something that a whistleblower had revealed from government. I don't really know how to. I mean, classified files.
Right.
They
leaked some top secret stuff.
They leaked some shit. They blew the whistle on some shit just because some stuff's been going on and they're uncomfortable with it.
Is there something strange in the neighborhood?
I mean, I wish we could.
call?
I wish we could call those boys, but
Arrow Buster.
I mean, Egon would probably get a kick out of it, honestly, because his entire purpose within the organization, I can guarantee you, I know what Egon would be doing in the A.A.R.O. organization. Egon would be one of the ones that, as they talked about, are in the scientific community revolving around reverse engineering alien technology and weaponry.
Are we getting laser blasters?
I don't know.
I want an E11.
I don't know.
Or DL-44.
And the most common occurrence of anything that's a legitimate, like what they label as a credible, documented source. There's like, God, there's so many vehicles. There's so many vehicles. It's like they report them from pods that look like little pills. And we thought that those things were just stupid. Like, why would that be a thing? Like, no, those things are legitimate. They say that the pills are real.
Look, I just want affordable, wearable, like augmented reality style smart glasses.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I just want to be able to like boop, watch YouTube on my glasses and still drive a car or whatever. Don't do that while you drive a car, but you know.
I want to be able to have YouTube running at all times with Subway Surfer in the back.
I mean, yeah. What? I mean, like, think about it. At the doctor's office, boom, watching a movie, without having to hold a phone and get that neck crick.
See, I want that, but I want it to be like a video game where I have health bars for like my hunger level, my water level, because I'm bad at tracking that stuff. I need a robot to tell me if I'm dying or not. I need a real-time feed of like, hey, here you haven't eaten in 5 hours. Maybe you should get like a yogurt or something. Because like
You just start seeing this blinking red light. I need more.
I
Need
will
more
go
water
like
over
sometimes
food.
I'll wake up, and especially like if I'm doing stuff and it's like I hit the ground running, like I'll wake up at 7 a.m. and then it's like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and I'm like, man, why do I feel like I'm about to pass out? Oh yeah, I haven't eaten today. I need a robot to say, hey buddy, don't die.
I feel like the word food is brown. So like you'd have a brown bar for food and a blue bar for water.
I was thinking more like an icon with just a generic bar, like not different colors.
well,
But
fine.
I could see the
I
color.
mean, you know, brown light blinks. You're like, oh man, I need some food.
I'd think that's time for poop.
Well,
Do you have what if it could get you a timer on when you had to poop? That'd be the most convenient. It's like, okay,
It's
I got
like-
15 minutes.
Yeah, dude. Because I wouldn't have to walk into gas stations 6 inches taller anymore.
Well, because sometimes like
You
you
know
have
that's bad when you grow 6 inches.
you have that one where it's like I feel like I got to go, but you don't have to go, and then that one where it's like, oh, this is just
You're
is
like,
just
this
a
will
fart.
be fine. No, it's not
And,
fine.
Yeah, you have that one, and you're like, oh no, this is a bathroom now. I just like a
Yeah.
little heads up on that.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be awesome.
So awesome. Do they have anything on poop timers at the Alien Tech?
Yeah, do they?
I don't know what all they've tried to reverse engineer from the aliens. They did release the information that the aliens are not actually big, the grays as you described them and as you know them. Their eyes are not eyes. Those are actually solar reflective lenses for whenever they're doing their their space travels to protect them from solar rays in space. They take those out like giant contacts, and their actual sockets were what they were sitting in. Their eyes are about our size.
So it's like a sunglasses kind of deal.
So you're seeing these things coming at you, and you're like, oh my God, their eyes are huge. That'd be like somebody like us seeing sunglasses from a futuristic technology that doesn't exist.
But hold on. Why would they have lens way up here if the eye's way down here?
Because the lenses are huge. They're humongous. Their eye sockets are bigger than ours, but their eyes are very centered inside the centers of it and more recessed.
Convenient.
Yeah.
It's a very convenient.
Convenient.
Look, I'm going to go ahead and get
to the
this out of the
design.
way. Okay. So I've seen the clips. I've seen these gentlemen talking. I am extremely skeptical.
You think they're just there stirring some shit just to distract us? Because that's the other thing that could be
Well,
going
I'm not.
on.
I mean, I do think that that's part of it because there's always two things that make me question things above all else. One, trust us. We're the government. We know what's best for you. That's the first thing. The second thing is when they go, okay, so all that stuff, like these 10 things you think is real that we've forever said, nah, that's not true. Now, all of a sudden, all those 10 things are real. Then I go, huh, are they really?
The reason that this was brought to the light that it was brought into now was due to a case that had happened back in 2023. And it wasn't really talked about that much. Otherwise, we would have been talking about it on the podcast because that's the kind of stuff that we do whenever dumb alien shit comes around. Somebody's going to notice. Probably me. Used to be Marcus, too. But the thing was in 2023. His name was David Grush. And David Grush was a former Air Force officer and an intelligence, let me see what the actual wording is, an intelligence official. He was interviewed by journalists and testified at the House of Representatives that the federal government, in collaboration with private aerospace companies, have highly secretive special access programs involved in the recovery and reverse engineering of non-human spacecraft and dead pilots.
I mean,
So it's one of those
that's
things.
Aliens.
It's him. It's basically Trisha Yearwood coming out and saying like, "Hey, well, I know where the bodies are." So, but you know, you can't.
I mean,
That's a good.
that would be because, like, you got to think with how much money people are putting into stuff. Like,
Garth,
there's
enough's
got to be
enough.
there's got to be a private private company out there just like making alien shit.
Is that his wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't they come from the
Okay,
ocean?
I was wanting to get the joke.
That's what they started talking about in the interviews from 2024. Is they were basically, what is it? They're just confirming the stuff that he said or denying the things that he said to argue point on what he was thinking. But the thing about it is, all of these guys that are coming forth, like, they're all just in agreement. Like, no, yeah, that's there.
Have you ever seen the 1990s James Cameron movie Abyss?
I have.
This sounds very Abyss adjacent.
That's the biggest comparison that I've been seeing from people too, is with the Abyss. Is just because of the
Aliens are actually in the deep sea.
yeah, like that's the reason that 90% of our oceans are left unexplored.
because them aliens.
Yeah, conveniently.
Aliens.
Conveniently, because aliens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
Black Flag.
aliens.
You should do like the aliens guy. Like,
Aliens. Because it's like, yeah, we're in possession of this. This is real. There's a major alien installation observing every major center of politics and military across the globe. They're all in the ocean. They have satellites orbiting us too. Like, I'm like, bruh, come on.
there was also a plot line in like season 3 or 4 of Young Justice.
Yeah, we were infiltrated by the white Martians. Is that what it
No,
was?
it was a different. It was like a different alien race, but they were doing the same thing where they were in the ocean.
Yeah.
They were planting people into like positions of power, and then like they tried to take over, but like it got turned on them. Either way, check out Young Justice. It's a really good show. That's my recommendation for the episode.
See, the thing is, though, I'm not even scared about any of that kind of stuff. I think that a lot of us at this point are kind of like just, give like a chainsaw revvy noise here. Room. Bring it.
Right.
Well, I
and
mean,
it's like-
Cool.
Well, here's the thing. If they do exist, maybe that's where my wife is.
Funny thing. You know what? Okay. I think it was like this could be a real fun fake fact, but I do remember it was a high statistic. The internet searches went up like 78% after finding out aliens were real, but it wasn't for like, what are they wanting? What are they doing? It was, can we fuck it?
It would be. Listen,
It
was
knowing
It's on brand.
knowing people, it would be seconds of like, can I insert myself into this?
Tom
All
Selleck
I'm gonna
is
say
somewhere.
is, don't touch my toot.
Don't mess with my.
What if it ends up being like an Avatar situation? They have to like use their ponytail.
As
to,
long
like,
as it doesn't
worm
go
leech
in my
on you.
toot, I'm cool with it.
What if they were like the Talls, and they saw you and they were like, we gotta adopt him. Like, he could be our pet, but let's bring him. And what would you let him name you?
First of all, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like
What is a tall?
like not the Greys, but like they're elongated versions of them that are
Oh.
the Talls.
Look, if they're going to touch my pee-pee, in a good way,
Right.
I really could care less what they call me.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, as I said, it was a giant.
I mean,
spike.
we'd have to be married first.
It was
you
a
know.
giant spike in trying to
You have
figure
to be
out.
a good Christian man
Yeah.
before you.
Yeah, as a man of the cloth.
Before you
as a man
French
of the
the
cloth,
alien.
absolutely. Before me and the alien could, quote unquote, do the do,
Consummate it.
consummate the marriage, there would have to be a marriage. Then there.
Oh gosh.
I'm
yeah.
probably going to bleep a bunch of that.
Yeah, yeah. That's a little bit much for the main feed, but if you give
Patreon-
us $10, or is it $5 for the uncut, or is it $10?
It's $5 for the uncut. audio, 10 for the uncut video.
Right, you get to hear us from record button to record button, everything, and extra videos every now and then. Whenever Black Flag, we give him some extra goodies, and he just makes some amazing stuff. He made our intro. He's put together a couple of videos for us on there.
Mm-hmm.
And like you check us out, you get to hear us all sorts of the naughty stuff that we say, the stuff that's too spicy for the main feed. You get all that, so check us out.
Yeah, he also made our video intro with the cool pictures from us at the cool locations.
He's pretty
So
awesome.
if you only listen to us, you should definitely check us out on YouTube, just so you can see the cool, dope pictures we have.
And one of us cared a lot more about which weapons we all had than
Yes.
the rest of us.
And one of us got a little upset about that particular spaghetti.
Right, and also one of us left one of the weapons there, and I had to go back.
I think that was the same as the previous one.
Yeah,
It's a very good chance. Although the one that was upsetty spaghetti over whether or not the weapon was perfect for the pictures was not the one with the red lightsaber.
That's true. But the person with the red lightsaber handed it to somebody, be it the owner or the owner's partner, and said, "I'm going to quote, I don't want to be responsible anymore."
That's what you got to do. You got to alleviate the responsibility from you when you're holding other people's things.
Exactly. As soon as you can.
Because the longer you hold it, the more likely it is that you're going to just wander off without it.
Yeah.
right. Also, check out World of Comics. He was super cool. Let us get some shots in there, and actually gave us some of his comic books. I read through a couple of them. They're pretty good.
I haven't read mine yet.
Yeah,
It's
I haven't
pretty
either.
good.
I've been waiting it because I forgot to get back in touch with him after we went because I had ordered that first issue of the Kryptonian Age, and he.
It's my new little buddy Chuckles.
I thought we named him Cuckles.
He told me his name was Chuckles.
Oh, I'm going to call him Cuckles, and he
No,
can-
don't do that. When I got in the car, I swear his eyes moved. So I called him Chuckles, and he's been cool ever since.
That's why the shot probably went by so weird today. Because while I was there, Tiny walked in with Cuckles. and
Chuckles?
I'll call him when I call him, and he.
What you do until your dick falls off.
Hey, it is. If it happens, it happens. He did try to steal the top from my my vape earlier today.
Yep. His little arm keeps turning around the wrong way, though.
Just because he's not meant to be played with.
He doesn't have
He's
any
a-
bones.
He's a buy me set me.
Well, that's probably why he's got a big caboose.
Yeah, he's a buy me set me.
Chuckles, the thick puppet.
Yeah. He's not a puppet. He's
My
not
bad.
made out of marinara.
Or the thick
But
clown.
I do need to
Marinara.
repaint his nose. You know, puppets come from marinara.
You
It was a quote from a show.
I don't. What show is that?
It had the dude from, with the tall forehead and the wrinkles.
Tom Hanks.
That's a different clown.
No, really curly hair. Was in Step Brothers.
Will Ferrell?
No, some
The other-
Riley?
the other guy.
the other one, yeah. He played a guy.
John C. Riley.
Yes, he had like a little Adult Swim show. There was like a talk show.
Oh God,
and he was
I
like,
forgot
"Puppets
about
come
that.
from marinara."
Yep, that's
It's something like that's the way it was, or something.
that sounds about on brand for that show. So that makes sense to why it exists as a quote.
Gosh, I love Adult Swim. They always put the wackiest stuff out. But Aliens.
The Mighty Boosh. That wasn't Adult Swim, and that was about as wacky as it gets.
The Mighty Boosh actually was Noel from the Great British Bake Off or the Great British Baking Show.
You ever drink Baileys from a shoe?
Yeah,
Ever drink Baileys from
you've
Shiva
watched
Ball?
you've watched Great British Bake Off before, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've watched it, haven't you, Otto?
Yes.
You know
he
Noel.
looks like him.
That's
Yeah,
him.
the guy
that's
that looks-
that's old Greg.
Yeah, he has this almost like old gothic look, but he wears pink a lot.
I feel like his fingers would change length.
I would love to talk to him just one time, just so I could say, "Have you ever drank Bailey's from a shoe?" And just to spark memories for him.
Just to see what he says.
'Cause
he
it-
might just like straight throw punch you.
He might be sick of it.
Probably.
He might be sick of it.
He looks into your soul and suddenly starts cutting into you.
Because the British entertainment's a little bit cheekier and in your face than the American entertainment because they're all like hidden and secretive lives, whereas like British entertainment's more or less like, yeah, I still got to go get my breakfast somewhere, so let me go.
Although, would you like to hold
No.
Chuckles? Okay.
This just in on NPR. Extraordinary moments unfolded in a similar hearing last year, most notably when retired Major David Grush, formerly part of the Pentagon's UAP task force, alleged that the U.S. government had recovered non-human biologics from crash sites and has long operated a secret reverse engineering program to glean advances from recovered vessels. Grush was not alone. Grush was not present in the 2024 hearings, but the people that were present were Tim Gallant. I can't say that last name. That's like Gaudet, like Gallaudet.
Hold on. Wait. So, with the reveal of some of this information, potentially this could completely confirm Scientology as accurate.
I know, isn't that
And
fucking
I
crazy?
If Scientology,
Don't.
Does that make you
like
uncomfortable? Because that makes me uncomfortable.
if
Yeah.
Because
Scientology,
I've been openly calling them cuckoo for a minute. But what if like
That's the most culty cult that ever cults.
what if Elron like actually had talked to them and had actually gotten like because supposedly they've been around for millennia. Observing humans as existence, like we're their pet project or something.
I wouldn't want to live
Are
on
we
this
sea
reality
monkeys?
anymore.
What if?
I don't like any of that.
What if God was actually an alien and had actually created all of this? We wouldn't know. There's no way to find out. That makes me uncomfortable within the thought itself. Just like you prove the atheists wrong and the entire rest of the world wrong at the same swoop. By the way, the Scientologists were right, though.
You know the
Yeah,
Tom Cruise
God.
crazy people? They were the right ones.
Well, Tom Cruise and John Travolta.
John Travolta's, I think, way crazier than Tom Cruise.
Look at his eyes.
I think Tom Cruise is just oblivious to most of it.
He got them Garth Brooks eyes.
Well, Travolta actually
Eyes
knew
of a
L. Ron
killer.
Hubbard, so he's the more crazy one. He's got the rank of Kakan. I mean, come on.
I forgot that he was the rank of Kakan.
I know.
I forgot about the rank of Kakan.
What is the rank of Kakan?
Okay,
It's a rank
Okay,
of Kakan.
Okay.
Well, you got to ask more questions.
I can actually answer this question.
Ooh, kill it.
Because I've deep dived Scientology. So he was such a staunch believer in Scientology, and he knew L. Ron Hubbard. So L. Ron Hubbard gave him the title of Kakan, which is Defender of the Faith. So with that, he gets access to all the secrets. He also is the only one sanctioned by Scientology to where if he thinks you are dangerous, if he thinks you are dangerous to, the existence of Scientology, he can kill you, and every other member of Scientology is required to help him get away with the murder. Because he did, God's work, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, that's a cult.
Yeah. But what if?
I don't know. I think I'd rather just burn in whatever their version of hell is than admit that they were ever right.
Let's see. Louise
I would
Ellis-
rather take eternal punishment than ever admit that Scientology was right. I don't care. I will die on that hill
Well,
gladly.
if Scientology...
Conveniently enough, tomorrow at 6:29 a.m.
Well, oddly enough, if Scientology is right, you don't really got to worry about burning in fiery damnation. I don't think they got that.
What is Scientology hell?
I don't think they have a hell so much as you achieve higher and higher states of being, because first you go clear, and that's like purging the negative energies. And then you make all the thetans that live within you, you help them pass on.
I forgot.
And that's how you achieve thetan levels.
I forgot
I
about
think
Mike Tyson demons.
You
gotta. Have we talked about
Oh.
the Thetan?
Thetans.
It's all the different Thetan.
I
coming out.
think I can achieve higher being plenty on my own without having to go clear. Because going clear sounds like you have an STD that you need to get rid of.
STI. He
but
told us
all-
last episode we got to correct ourselves.
Sorry,
Yeah,
STI.
That's a new term. Also, going clear costs roughly $100,000 to $200,000 depending on which center of Scientology you're at.
So they're creating their own spiritual caste system.
It's the
basically
Catholic Church all
you
over
achieve
again.
holiness through paying more and more money.
It's the Catholics all over again.
No, way worse. See, the Catholics at least give a lot back to like hungry people and stuff. Scientology don't give back to nobody except itself.
The yacht
And that's
companies and
Sea
the private
Org.
jet.
Sea Org
that-
is way different. Well, there's also we're kind of spiraling off, but they have their own like prison style compounds that people go to. Like David Miscavige's wife has disappeared. People think that she's being held hostage there.
It's not the only cult
And
that's ever done that
apparently
too.
it's like a third world style prison. Like they put you in what looks like a mansion, but there's nothing.
That's just like the guy that ran the FLDS. He had work camps that he would send people to that had his sermons blaring all over the speakers of the camp at all points in time. It's probably the same kind of thing, but with like the teachings of Scientology like shoved into
So
you.
basically, it was a camp that they could go to concentrate
Fuck
to help them learn better.
Oh,
so they
man.
get better orange juice?
Hope South
Yes.
Park doesn't. Hope South Park doesn't sue us.
We gotta send Kyle to a concentration camp.
I've never seen South Park.
I know you're not allowed to.
I'm not
They did a
allowed. We've been
Scientology
over
episode,
this.
actually.
Let me read about Luis here. Luis Elizondo was an author and former Department of Defense official. In his testimony, he says, which if anybody do a good Obama, anytime I see the phrase, I gotta have a good Obama. Anybody got a good Obama? Okay,
Life was like a box. of
that's
chocolates.
that's forced.
That was close.
Let me be clear. There we go. That was the way this statement starts. Let me be clear. UAP are real. Advanced technologies not made by our government or any other government are monitoring sensitive military installations all around the globe. Furthermore, the U.S. is in possession of UAP technologies, as are some of our adversaries.
Wait, okay.
It's
so
an arms race to reverse engineer. That's what he says.
he also said that they're monitoring our communications.
They're
So-
looking at your search history, Tiny. The aliens know.
What if they're feeding me these weird search results? What if it's their fault? They're the reason that I keep finding all this crazy shit.
Oh, I'm listening to the excuses now whenever
No,
one
no,
of
I'm-
Tiny's future
look-
girlfriends goes through his internet history.
aliens!
It's the aliens.
aliens,
Like,
babe.
I swear,
promise.
they're feeding it to me. I didn't look up the guy with 3 penises.
I swear.
It just come on my computer.
Honey, I swear it wasn't me. It was those goddamn aliens.
Well, I mean, like, let's think about it this way. You know, if aliens are real and they're doing experiments on us, like, he didn't really say that, but it would be fair to say that that if we are their experiment, what if there's one of them that's just assigned to me and they're like, what if we just keep giving this guy weird stuff to find? Like, what would happen? How far until this trickles and becomes one with the zeitgeist? Maybe I'm the first one to discover the Bad Dragon website. You ever think of that? I don't know.
Are you trying to say that you are the guinea pig that they try to
Yeah, I feel
feed
like
the
I'm the
rest
guinea
of the
pig.
world to?
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're like, let's see if this makes his head explode. It didn't. Okay, we're cool. We can release that to the masses.
Can I get this weirder? How weird can I get before he doesn't click on it?
Because how many other people have heard of FemSkin?
Yep.
Just for instance.
At least 76 people, because average
That's
listener,
true.
average listener per episode.
That's true. And
And we love all of you.
if they all listen to it, then they know what an installed rectum is.
Yep, we've talked about him.
Dang near killed them.
Part of the TTT. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what else we have on here. Let's see. You said former NASA associate Michael Gold. Oh, how can you not trust a man named Gold? Michael Gold. He stressed the need for government agencies and academics to overcome the pernicious stigma that continues to impede scientific dialogue and open discussions about unexplained phenomenon. So he wants to remove the stigma of somebody not being able to talk about this stuff because it's just not talked about. Because it's not helping anybody. He says, as the saying goes, the truth is out there.
Isn't that from the X-Files?
It is.
He nerded.
Through the grapevine?
No.
Oh,
No. You never know. What if
could
that's
he be a listener?
what if that's what caused the cosmic grapevine to be?
I mean, are we the arbiters of the aliens?
I doubt it. I mean, honestly, though, the people that they have abducted, I mean, the project time they would have to spend into the abduction and the prodding and the poking would probably be less than they'd have to spend just implanting little things into our brains that are going to happen later.
Do you think that would explain why Marcus's butthole looks the way that it does? It's got an entire mountain range.
How do you know what his butthole looks like?
From what he said,
He did describe them at one point
yeah, he
because of
did.
how bad the tux pad
Yeah.
was. His hemorrhoids were so bad at one point that he had to put an entire tux pad into his butt crack and walk around with it for a little while.
Is
He
he going to be
leaked that
okay
day.
with you telling this to the public?
Yeah, we talked about it.
oh
on
yeah,
here.
Did we?
He even mentioned that he leaked on here before.
I don't remember this. That must have been a while ago.
Oh yeah, dude, we've
Yeah.
had so many episodes.
We
The
have.
iron-like muscular cheeks of his rectum squeezed so hard that some of the juice from the tuck come out.
You know, something I was thinking about. You guys started the podcast right around the time that I started my last job, and it's like I was a fan. I used to listen to everything, and then I got on it, and now I left that job. I was there for 4 years. This podcast has been going for like a while. I think it started in like 2020.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah,
rocking.
something like that.
We've been rocking
Rocking and rolling.
for quite a few minutes. 40 to be precise right now. If you're watching the
41.
uncut.
The uncircumcised.
I'm going to go with a little bit of back and forth here between the person who's asking the questions and the person who's answering the question. The person who's asking the question is Representative Nancy Mace, RS, a Republican from South Carolina,
Make sure you do it in two different voices.
and Elonzondo. I'm going to make him just my voice, just because if I try to sound out what I think his voice might
Yeah,
sound
don't do
like,
that.
Yeah.
we gonna get
That's not a list we want to be on.
we gonna get canceled. So I'm not on Bobby Lee's podcast. I can't do miscellaneous voices and not get canceled, right?
Can we get canceled if we've not even begun?
Yeah, I don't think the 76 people that listen to us will get mad. But yeah,
Yeah, but I
So-
mean, yeah,
let's not test that water.
right.
So Mace asked, has the government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Were they designed to identify and reverse engineer alien craft? Yes or no? Yes. Hold on, this is bad. Have you read into secret UAP crash oh, bless. This is messed up. Whoever edited this website. Have you read the secret UAP crash retrieval programs? We would have to have a conversation in a closed session, ma'am. I signed documentation 3 years ago that restricts my ability to discuss specific crash retrievals.
I signed an NDA, and I'm more scared of the government than you.
You are the government.
yeah,
I'm more scared of the shadow government
I'm more
than I
scared
am
of
of
the
the
actual
out front government. The out front government ain't going to put me in a bag. It's the shadow government.
I won't have a trial for them.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. There's a Democratic representative from Florida, Jared Moskowitz. It's just like Fievel. No, Moskowitz. Excuse me, not Moskowitz. He's asked about the document that he signed from the Defense Department. He said, you specifically said that the document said you can't talk about crash retrieval. Well, you can't talk about Fight Club if there's no Fight Club. That's an oddball.
That's an odd quote to put to that.
He says, you can't talk about Fight Club if there's no Fight Club. And he says, correct.
What does that?
What? Imagine being the 96-year-old person on who watches C-SPAN when this is on C-SPAN.
Honey, what's Fight Club?
But no, they probably get the reference. The hell, they were just in their 50s when the movie came out.
Look, that doesn't mean that they watched it.
So that lead paint really kills the memory.
Let's see.
Not to mention asbestos.
Asbestos.
Let's see. Elizondo stated that these technologies are not made by our government or any other government, and they are monitoring sensitive military installations around the globe. If these technologies are not made by our government, then who's making them? Are these private companies you're implying, or is it like a non-human intelligence? It may be both. Let's see, and there's other things too that I haven't really. Oh yeah, the immaculate constellations. Those things have been kind of seen all over the place at this point because people are doing automated drone shows and stuff these days.
The what?
They're called immaculate constellations.
It's like the
Moving
pattern lights.
Pattern lights moving.
Oh. I thought you were talking like some like Orion's Belt or Little Dipper, but like plus mode, you know?
Yeah, like that actually had the lines.
There was something spoken about how the perfect trajectory and the perfect synchronization of where the lights were showed them to make people that have seen them believe that it's a large craft because of the way that the lights are so together and they don't ever break the pattern, like they're always there together. It's a huge ship. Let's see what it is. There was an F-22 who had broken trajectory and attempted to evade, but was intercepted and boxed in by 3 to 6 UAPs. He added to that point there. So basically, what the video that they had gotten was this. They were trying to go to fly towards these things that they had saw to try to investigate them, only to then be just blinked and surrounded.
Oh, that's like an anime move. It's like a yeah, and I'm behind you.
Yeah, it's a wish I'm behind you. From what people have, because I watch a lot of different stuff on aliens, and the only way that they could travel that way and not be damaging to tissue would be if they had something to actually bend the fabric of space-time and for them to be able to travel from one point to the other by just bopping.
Or they have a mastery of their jutsus.
They've mastered their jutsus. That's correct.
Yeah. I mean, anime is real, so like they just Naruto.
No,
Ow.
not anime, Scientology. Got
Yeah,
confused.
God. Get it right, Otto.
It's a couple of different sets of wacky
Did you
folks.
hear that the Scientology church is trying to buy the Jim Henson Company?
Don't do it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I hear it got
Oh.
shut down, but they were trying to, which is really sad because Jim Henson, like his legacy is like amazing and doesn't need to be muddled with Scientology.
You should at one point when you're really bored, look up like Scientology propaganda songs.
So Gold had said that the vast majority of reports are weather problems or misidentified balloons or unidentified aircraft that people just don't know about yet, but are actually belonging to our government or somebody else's government that aren't like public knowledge. Some of these things, they're real things. They've happened. They're odd, but they're explainable odd. He said, but there is too large of a percentage that is not explained, that nobody knows what it is. And that's where they get into the points of questioning and asking, like, where does it come from? How do you know what it is? Because it's not just one type. They're varying types that happen. The UFOs that were like the saucers and the flying saucers, those were a type. Those existed.
Right. And there's been like, this is just the latest government agencies. You have like Project Blue Book that's been dated back since like the 80s, the 90s. And there's been just different things always back into like the 40s and 50s with like Roswell.
Well, not to mention the 20 and back space program.
Yeah.
What's that? That one doesn't spring in my mind.
So Tony Rodriguez, he was the first person to come out about the 20 and back program. So basically, you're a young man, you want to join the military. You do real good on your ASVAB, you go in for the interview, and you're sitting there ready to sign the papers to join the Army, okay? Then this guy who's not the Army guy comes in, but he's in a military uniform, but you've never seen one like it before, and he goes, I'm going to invite you to a special initiative. Now, the downside is you're going to be gone for 20 years. You cannot talk to friends, family, nobody. It's as if you're going to completely disappear. But at the end of the 20 years, you're going to come back to this exact moment and not remember anything. So you sign the paper to go. Then they take you to a base on the moon, and they teach you to fight like alien creatures. Barack Obama was one of the like elite people, like he trained the soldiers. And not only that, it's all run by the Germans pretty much.
And have you ever heard of the podcast Nerd It Through the Grapevine? Because I believe that they talked about it on there too.
They did.
Okay, I was sorry. Something was clicking because I was like, "Wait a minute, this sounds familiar," but I can't place where I've heard it. That I remember that now.
So in case anybody's up for a little bit of light reading, there have been documents that have been released that are now available to look up online and to read for yourself. The person who was giving the demonstrations of the documents that were available online was so pissed off, he turned redneck. This shit don't cut it. Because you've got like 4 lines of words, and you've got just irk.
Redacted. And we're just going to cross all of this out.
He's like, no, this ain't going to work. This ain't it. I know what you're trying, but this ain't it. They actually did release some files from 1947 to 1969 that were from a Project Blue Book, which was supposed to be this maybe not real thing, but it's real. They had ran tests on over 12,618 reported UFO sightings at the time. They had that many case files that they had researched from that date to that date, and they compiled it in the Blue Book.
And with like a 20-year period.
Yep. And they came up with 700 unidentified what the hells.
Them's aliens.
So 700 unidentified what the hells on an actual like government research mission makes you think like, well, they know what things are. They know what this country's operating with. They know what this country's operating with. They know what we're operating with. This is from nobody. Who is this from?
They know what they're looking at. This isn't the first time they're seeing these things. Like, they have a little bit of experience with it.
That's true.
And them's aliens.
Supposedly.
Aliens in them Nar Hills.
Supposedly.
Bigfoot's an alien.
Let's see what else we had going on here, because there was other reports too that we're talking about.
So, circling back a little bit. So basically, they confirmed Nords and said Greys are bullshit.
They didn't say Greys were bullshit. They talked about our perception of the Greys with them having giant eyes is bullshit.
Yes.
They said it wasn't their statement, but it was a connection that was made on I forget what scroll through site I was on, but if you listen to the way they described them and the way Aleister Crowley described the being that he came in contact with and the way that it's drawn out, that's what they look like. Because the way that he had described that alien-like being was basically like a gray without the giant dark eyes.
Just saggy, large sockets.
Saggy, large sockets. So
That was
so
my nickname
basically-
in high school.
Crowley
So
basically used sex, blood, orgy magic to summon an alien.
to see the aliens with their foreskin eye sockets.
Yeah. They're on there live,
What?
uncut, uncensored, and irrevocably circumcised.
Uncircumcised.
Well, no, the aliens though.
That does cause me a lot of discord.
It does.
You should check out the link in the description.
Yeah, down there in the crotch box.
Uh,
Like, I don't know who's going to be here. I might be here.
Or I might
the
be
link
here.
will be down there.
Or maybe over there.
yeah, below
Yeah,
all of us,
there.
even
Yeah,
me. Like
over
even
there.
if I'm on the
It'll-
bottom, like I'll definitely
Yeah,
be pointing
it'll
down
be
towards
like
the crotch box.
this way.
Yeah, you gotta be like over here or over there.
Yeah.
They were doing.
Like, somehow you can put a link right here, but I can't do that.
They were talking.
Black Flag.
And Black Flag also can't do that.
I was looking at USA Today's article on it, and they were talking about the numbers of reported UAP sightings in the year 2024 as up to the time of June the 1st is when they stopped doing their counting. 1,600.
You gotta think too, like with drones being more prevalent, like people are looking up more and like noticing the sky more.
Drones, AI. How can you trust anything you see on a video nowadays when AI's gotten so good?
Right.
Like it's taken away the credibility of somebody with a camera in their hand now that AI exists. So
You mean mashed potatoes don't typically turn into polar bears?
mashed potatoes don't typically turn into polar bears.
My whole life has been a lie.
Did you see Coca-Cola is getting some heat for using AI in their like new holiday ad, and everyone hates it because they used AI in their new holiday
They
ad?
could have just never said they used AI.
No,
and
you
nobody
could tell.
How is it that bad?
Yeah, it's well, when you are used to looking out for AI stuff, there's a lot of dead giveaways. Like if there's a certain texture to AI pictures that no matter how good you get, it's there. And like there's some of that, and like some of the weird morphing and the movements were very like because AI
Also,
can only
just look at the hands and feet.
yeah AI can only do one thing at a time. So if you try to make it do two things, it always fucks up the style. And it was really bad. And it's like Coca-Cola, you're making millions of dollars. Just hire an artist. Don't use AI. It's awful. It looks bad. Everyone hates it.
You mean photorealistic anime would be a bad thing to plug into AI?
I don't. Okay. Small tangent of something that ticks me off. I hate live action adaptations of things. Do you know what half the fun of my animated things are? The animation. I don't want to watch an anime in live action. I want to watch an anime animated. I don't want to watch The Lion King in live action CG. I just want to watch the original Lion King. Stop remaking things and make new things.
You're aware you're dissing Beyonce currently.
I don't care.
Yeah.
See, I'm not.
I
I
fear
don't
no
give,
God
I
or
ain't
Beyonce.
scared.
I don't give a shit about the aliens, but I ain't gonna be dissing Beyonce.
I don't care. Let her
What's
try
she
to
gonna
put me in
do?
a black bag.
I've got sense about me enough
Look.
to know not to.
Look, if Beyonce took me out tonight, that means I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
You do have your busiest days on Monday, don't you?
I do.
Okay.
Oh yeah, your week's about to
Yeah,
suck.
plus,
It's
you know-
Thanksgiving.
Oh God!
Plus, how many people do you know would be going on a date with Beyonce?
Oh no, she wouldn't be taking you out on a date. She'd be taking you out. Period.
I don't care what time of the month it is.
Oh, that's not what I meant. You gross man. Get out the fucking basement.
Just
I
hope she's
wasn't
not like
talking
Pinky.
about dirty.
Oh, you weren't.
No.
Let's see. The director of A.A.R.O, his name is John Koloski, and he had said that with the increased number of UAP identifications that were coming to his desk, being that they had 1,600 alone in here in 2024, he said with a new surge that had just hit him of 700 and something post that. He said that the bad thing is we investigate every single one. So if somebody legitimately has something that you think is that you've caught, like, what is this? I don't know what this is. What do you think it is? Is this an alien? And you show it to somebody they don't know. You talk to somebody they don't know. You send it in to A.A.R.O. A.A.R.O will investigate it. And this is an unfortunate part of being a government position. It also be probably an unfortunate part about being like a Guinness World Records judge. You know, somebody says, "Hey, I bet you I can throw 47 plungers and get half of them on that man's back." Well, how long is it going to take you to take care of all that? I can do it in 60 seconds. Oh God, that's a world record. Well, I believe I'll see you there, sir.
Oh no, I couldn't, put on 47 pairs of underwear in 30 seconds. But I can make a little over 1,000 people put underwear on their head.
Yep. Get the world record for the most people with their underwear on their head in one room.
They really get specific with those world records.
Yep.
Anything can be a world record.
Well, you can. So I'll break a little bit of the magic with it. Those are all bought. Like you just buy the record and they'll come out and make it like official. But you just pay money to get those. It's all just a money racket thing.
You still have to be able to accomplish said feat.
Yeah, but a lot of times they will cut and trim the wording of the award to fit it. There's an interesting video by a H-Bomber guy about a soundbite origin. And he goes into this guy that he's basically paid Guinness to doctor this title of this record so that he can keep getting it, even though it's provably untrue that it happened. And it's way too specific. I can't remember all the details right now, but a lot of those are bought, sadly. But sorry to break the magic, kids.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I knew there had to be some kind of a catch. People don't just mysteriously show up. You know, I grew my fingernails 6 feet long. Is there a record for that?
And I don't know how much money they're making off all this, but I know they're making a killing off those books because I could never afford the Guinness World Record books
They
at
were
school.
like $50 a pop for the trade copy. I did get a paperback edition one time that was actually normal book sized.
I didn't know they made those.
Yeah, I got it from the Scholastic Book Fair. That was my first Guinness Book of World Records. Because then after that, my mom was like, clearly he loves these. So for Christmas every year, guess what he gets? And then after a while, she's like, Austin, why aren't you reading your new Guinness? I'm like, because they're all the fucking same thing, pretty much.
Yeah, they don't change the records up a whole lot.
So A.A.R.O actually wants people to send in your suspicions. They want more transparency between, is this real or is this something different happening?
Well, it sounds like they better
Buckle up.
go check out the Church of Scientology.
They know some stuff.
Investigate.
What if A.A.R.O is part of the Church of Scientology? What if it's their like division of like, we're trying to find this stuff out?
Like it's their Men in Black division?
Yes.
Their
What if
militaristic
Scientology
division?
runs the government?
There is one thing that
God.
makes me get twitchy panties about this whole UFO living in the ocean thing potentially. You know
Is the
how
astronauts down there?
No, the no, that was just Cuddy. But you remember back when the government used to do all those underground, like not underground, but underwater atomic bomb testings?
Oh yeah, or all the even just the underground testings. But yeah, back in the 50s, like the 50s and 60s, they would nuke the shit out of the ocean. That's how Godzilla is. Like that's part of his lore.
Also, in fact, no, I do not remember.
Well, like
For I was not alive yet.
well, you've heard of and seen footage said that.
Yeah, but
thought
you
you were
said,
an
do you
eternal
remember
being.
when? And I'm like, no.
No, I don't remember when either. I wasn't alive, but I remember.
Remember when
You remember? I remember.
he was so old?
This just makes me kind of think of that in a little bit of a different light too, because
Children.
what if what if like the government thought, well, we've got the ultimate weapon. Whatever's down here couldn't be a threat, and then they go down there and they nuke them, and they don't even get past the shields.
Oh no!
Oh boy! Well,
what-
looks like we no longer have a NASA underwater division.
Right, that's how.
Shit, sorry.
You're shaking my world, Tiny.
My bad. I went to stretch and I'm like, boop. That was not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's why the Russians invented the Tsar Bomba to blow up the aliens.
That sounded like a pod racer, honestly.
Have you never heard of the
Well,
Tsar
that's
Bomba?
Oh, that's his cousin, Zerbomba.
Zabomba.
Yeah, Zerbomba.
Oh, mi gato Bamba.
No, but the Tsar Bomb is like basically the mega nuke made by Russia. The blast radius was so large on this thing, like the effective range, they had to put parachutes to make the bomb drop slower to try to get the crew to let the plane get far enough away to where it wouldn't get hit, and it was a 50-50 shot if they would get far enough away so the plane that dropped the test bomb wouldn't get hit.
That's not surprising, because that seems very Russian, if you ask me.
They were picking up seismic activity on the other side of the planet from the test explosion.
Yeah.
Like, it was wild.
I mean, nowadays the nuclear technology doesn't require a plane. They launch it from a submarine, it flies into the sky, its satellite locates where you're going to drop it onto that fly there.
The
I can fly
ICBMs.
twice as high.
I watched a demonstration video today over what the United States Trident missile can do. And it hits with the force of like 5 megatons of TNT. So, so the explosive radius of just the explosion alone that comes from it is almost like a mile. Just the center.
One of the newest Russian ICBMs, what it does is while it's in the air in its final stage, it actually breaks apart into 6 different warheads so that anti-air like defense systems have tougher times doing it. And it drops 6 nukes somewhere. So we can just like do that now. Apparently, just drop 6 nukes over here.
So it's kind of like a Hershey's bar.
Yeah, it goes into one and then it splits off into several.
Right.
Yep. They had actually dropped some of those without their nuclear armaments. On the Ukraine not too long ago.
A day or two ago.
They demonstrated the way that would look. The last thing you ever saw.
We also found out, because it came out that Russia actually contacted the U.S. through Nuclear Ease channels. Basically, all the countries have a group chat to say, "Hey, this isn't a nuke."
My stomach just got like real. I don't know why I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, I haven't either. It makes sense because it's like, if they have nukes, we have nukes, and you have to be like, hey, this isn't a thing. Please don't nuke us. We're not nuking anybody. I promise.
Hey, at least one of our presidents is really good at the social media, and he's like, I can't believe nobody's been in the group.
God, he would be the annoying person in the group
Hey,
chat.
what's up, guys?
I dropped bombs on them.
Like, hey, anybody feeling froggy?
It's a slow Saturday night. Does anyone want to play some nuclear roulette?
Hey, is anybody up for some modern warfare? And he just meant the video game. Putin misunderstood.
Oh, Lord.
It was sad. It was sad.
We're getting too political. This is scaring me.
It's not political. It's just imagine it.
Do you remember
What their fucking group text would be
So-
like with the world leaders talking about whether or not, hey, this is a nuke or this ain't a nuke. I'm gonna tell you on the text
But
chain.
hold on. There's going to be a whole lot more because their advanced age of, hey, what does this lump look like to you? Do you think I should go to the doctor? There's going to be mostly that.
Do you know there's some of that in there?
Did you
Well, hey, look at what I found on my coin purse.
You had a switch like me. I stopped doing Real Sun years ago.
do you remember like a year or two ago there was a trend going around where they were using AI to impersonate the president's voices and they were playing different video games?
What? Well, and what if Biden picked up like taint what is it? Taint sunning?
Yeah.
Yeah,
butthole sunning.
Oh God.
I had a whole thing, and it just kind of went.
Did it go into the sun, get too cooked?
Yeah, it
Well,
went bye bye.
You don't want to think about Biden's butthole sunning. That's not something that
He
needs to
might
go in.
have one of the nicest taints you've ever seen. You never know.
Him and Bernie. Both of them together out in the backyard.
Maybe they took
In the shower at Ram Ranch.
They cross the streams like hole to hole, kind of like this, like the FX logo. That way they can still talk to each other.
18 naked politicians down in the showers at Ram Ranch.
Maybe that's what's keeping Jimmy Carter alive. He suns his butthole every day.
18 rock.
They got enough blue pills to go around, baby.
18.
You can't even finish it.
I can't. I'm done. 18 rock hard politicians ready to suck.
He's getting farther.
Don't go any farther.
18 rock hard politicians
farther.
ready to fuck. I need that intro guitar riff from Ram Ranch so bad.
Oh God!
Oh gosh.
Oh, it's me who
You know,
died.
there'd be some of those like, yeah, we know, Nancy, you're bringing the wine to the potluck. That's all you ever bring.
I cannot believe that it's already the end of the episode. It got here so quick.
So quick.
So fast.
So quick. Oh boy. And I'm so out of breath from chuckling at my politician
18
Ram Ranch.
naked politicians at Ram Ranch.
Look,
And Uncle Joe brought the Viagra.
There was only 1 to 2 politicians I wouldn't mind seeing naked, and it's definitely not any of the ones we've mentioned.
No. You got to do a deeper dive than that. Well, thanks everybody for listening to us. If you want to do your own investigation, hop on the internet and check out everything that I've told you today.
Everything.
Literally, like, I'm not bullshitting you. The government literally had a sit down with folks saying, hey, there's aliens and they're real. So you can go check it out. You can form your own beliefs on it, whether or not you want to believe what they're saying or not, and whether or not you think it might be a distraction for something bigger. Then you can get on TikTok, and then you can deep dive into that, and then have hours and hours and days of scrolling into a echo chamber of everybody sucks.
And on that bombshell, Tiny, if an alien walked in here with 3 grapes in their mandibles, what do you do?
Is she hot?
To you, yes.
Then I believe you know exactly what I would do.
Nerd it through the grapevine!